Good morning, world. Good morning, world. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to One-on-Ones with Murph and Roy. Roy is out in Los Angeles right now, man, partying up for his wife's birthday. So I have another great friend of mine joining us today, Rashawn Williams, a.k.a. Duke, will be the co-host today for One-on-Ones podcast. I just would first like to start and just thank all the fans, family, friends, co-workers, everybody that's liked, subscribed, and joined One-on-Ones podcast. It is truly, truly a blessing to really start this podcast, something that I thought about for over the last 2 years, just pondering on it, how we want to do it. But without you all, without the fans, we wouldn't have anything. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right. And again, One-on-One Sports Debate Podcast, where you get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Well, at least in my mind and in Duke's mind. So good morning, Duke, man. How you doing this morning?
Oh man, I'm good, man. First of all, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, man. Huge fan of you, man. Huge fan of your podcast, man. Just hopefully I can get on. I'm not Roy, I don't got the brain like Roy do, but I'm gonna do my best to give you a good showing, man, and give you a good fight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We know Roy out there in LA, man, and I know you got a lot of football knowledge, man. Just going back with Duke, man. Me and Duke started playing football together at 7 years old, all the way through high school. Duke had a good career going over to California, playing at JUCO at what was it, Los Madonnas, Duke, out
Yeah,
there
yeah, man.
in Antioch. So man, so yeah, it's not like you got more credibility than Skip Bayless on the football field, so I'll take it. Hey, so let's get into what all the fans came here for. It was a very interesting week 3 this season. A lot of storylines, a lot of things great things that we saw on the football field. And so let's jump into our first question. First question of the day: are the Miami Dolphins the number one team in the NFL, Duke?
I don't think that's even debatable. I mean, we know that's yes. The Dolphins. I mean, they just put up 70
Yes.
points. They put up 70 points in the NFL games. That's crazy. That's the thing that Miami, I mean that University of Miami would do against FAMU. Like that's crazy, man. These are professionals. They put up points, man. They're literally unstoppable. Like Tua Tagovailoa, man, 8 touchdowns. Come on, man. Devon A. Chain, man, this dude rushed for 200 yards. Like Raheem Most, like it's unbelievable. And you got to understand, Jalen Water didn't even play.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even play last week.
That
I
is
mean, yes,
true.
they do. They're completely unstoppable. They have the perfect team to be successful in this modern day football.
Okay, well, earlier in our episodes, even though this episode 2, we had a few trial runs, we gave our Super Bowl picks. Are you saying that the Miami Dolphins are your Super Bowl pick this year?
I am saying the Miami Dolphins are Super Bowl locked this year. So if you got any money, go to Vegas, put everything, put your life savings on Miami, doing it all, and call me when you win it and break me off a little piece.
Okay. Well, hey, I like the Dolphins. My brother-in-law is a huge Dolphin fan. I have an uncle that's a huge Dolphins fan. But I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I it's kind of a catch-22 question, man. Okay, on one side, I would say that they are the number one team currently right now. But there's a team
Uh-huh.
that's hitting their stride that is getting really good, and that has been good over the past few years. And I'm gonna have to say the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe the Kansas City Chiefs, after what they did they put up 41 points against the Chicago Bears, even though Justin Fields is having a rough year this year, 0-3 start.
Oh
But
my God.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce look like they going back to their old ways. I mean, Patrick Mahomes hit 10 different targets, 10 different wide receivers in the game. He's always, when Tyreek Hill left and went to the Miami Dolphins, he still came back and won the Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill. So everybody's like, oh, he's only good because of Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes is showing you why he's the greatest quarterback in the NFL currently today. And I know you're shaking your head and all that. I see that. All right. Hey, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Patrick Mahomes, 2-1, they lost by 1 point to the Detroit Lions to kick the season off. They come back and beat a good Jacksonville team who went to the playoffs last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jacksonville
Same Jacksonville team
Jaguars with
by the
Trevor
Houston
Lawrence.
Texans team.
What was that? So I can't hear you. Speak up.
The same Jacksonville team that just got destroyed by the Houston Texans. That same Jacksonville team.
Hey, but
Ryan, man, shout out, man. What you doing in Houston is unbelievable. But Jacksonville don't look good. But keep going, keep going, keep going.
okay. And I'm just saying the Kansas City Chiefs, man, you can't negate Patrick Mahomes, two-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl MVP, two-time NFL MVP of the league. And yeah, they didn't put up 70 points, but they put up 41. And they are starting to hit their stride. Chris Jones is back. He's got his second game under his belt. And I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are still my Super Bowl pick to win the Super Bowl championship. Even though they currently, I believe they're the number one team, even though they 2-1. And the Dolphins are 3-0.
Okay, so we understand why Kansas City is 2-1 because the first game of the season, Christian Jones ain't played. So okay. Defense went what the defense was. Okay, we
Travis
understand.
Kelce didn't play week one either. Hyperextended knee.
Yes. So we can argue the 2-1. The thing about the Kansas City Chiefs is they're a one trick pony. Sorry, Andy Reid. They're one trick
pony.
They cannot run the ball, and then up front, man, it just doesn't look good, man. That offensive line just don't look good, man. Pat Mahomes is so good because Pat Mahomes is so good, but that offensive line, man, when you go against Miami with Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, man, bro, listen. All them theatrics, all this run left, run right, close your eyes, throw the ball up, and Travis Kelce, that's not going to happen because he's not going to have that kind of time. In order to beat the Dolphins, they're going to have to line up, and bring another offensive lineman in and pound the ball, and they're not going to be able to do that because that's not. Andy Reid is a victim of his own success. He does what he does. He cannot get his own way. He's going to run. He's going to try to pass. You cannot, and they can't go point for point with Miami. Miami scores too fast. Only way to beat Miami is to slow the game down and pound the ball. They're not going to do that. I like Kansas City. I love Pat Mahomes. Ever seen BA is I'm sorry. Andy Reid is one of the he's a Hall of Fame coach. We understand that, but this is not their year, bro. And I think we both know that. Those freaking pass catches are horrible. Shout out to MVS from St. Pete Lakewood, but them pass catches are horrible, man. Without Travis Kelce, who you throwing the ball to?
Well, he had 10 receivers, 10 different receivers caught the ball. So I feel Patrick Mahomes is leaning towards greatness like Tom Brady. The New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, Gronkowski, they had to use other weapons, practice squad guys, walk-on type of players to make their roster who they are. When he does get a Randy Moss, he will go undefeated and win the Super Bowl because he's that good. But until then, that doesn't negate that they didn't win the Super Bowl with Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think Mahomes is going to be able to distribute the ball. He's always been a game manager. He's not going to make big mistakes. He's perfected the 4-minute offense, being able to and for the fans that's out there, 4-minute offense is when you're up. When the team is up, they run the clock out and don't give the ball back to the opposing team. He's perfected that. So, I mean, hey, is the jury still going to be out? And you're saying the Dolphins #1 team and your Super Bowl pick this year. So,
hold on. Before we move on, let me explain. I get the thing about Pat Mahomes. I get it. Like I get Kansas City. Like, they're gonna always go be in the conversation as long as Pat Mahomes is there and he can still do what he do. But you have to look at what the Dolphins are absolutely doing, bro. They have. I mean, it reminds you of the greatest show on turf. Like
it does. The Dolphins, they look great, man. I can't negate 70 points. I cannot negate 70 points.
Unbelievable. In order to beat a team like that, what we seen last week with New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, amazing defensive mind. What he said, okay, boom. What we're gonna do? We're gonna put 2 safeties over top. We're gonna make them slow the game down, make them run the ball to beat us, make them drive the length of the field. Now with this Devon A-Chain guy, bro, these guys they're scoring off the run in 2-3 plays. it's completely unstoppable. And then when you have a team that can score like that, all you need on defense is pass rushers, and they got that. I mean,
And
I
and to
love
your
Kansas.
point though, the best
I
thing that I feel I take from this debate, Jalen Waddle did not play, and you brought that up. Jalen Waddle did not play, and that is going to be ridiculous to see him back into the fold. So, hey, you kind of swaying me in this debate, but for now. I know it's early. It's week 3, going on to week 4. We have a lot of football left,
yeah,
and the main question is, can Tua stay healthy? That's gonna be
that's the question.
the key. He's the key. He's the engine to the whole thing. He's the driver. If he's not there, and with this concussion history, you know what? That's gonna be to be determined. But we're gonna
You're
move
right,
on
because
from
this
that
time
though.
last.
We
Okay.
we're gonna move on from that. We're gonna move on from that. All right. Second question. Second question today. Who will be undefeated after week 4? Who will be 4-0 after week 4? And I'll start it off.
Okay, go.
Because tonight there's a Monday night game. 2 undefeated teams, 2-0. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that
Christ,
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Philadelphia Eagles tonight. And here's why.
No way.
I love the fact that Baker Mayfield is distributing the ball. He's being a great game manager. He's not turning the ball over. He's keeping it away from the defense. And you can shake your head no all you want to. But with Mike Evans, the greatest receiver Tampa Bay Buccaneers have ever seen, and 10,000 yard straight seasons, and Chris Godwin, and the defense is humming. Defense is coming. We did Jimmy Dean, Winfield, Levante David, Devin White, all these guys, they're playing as a team. And I think they're believing and trusting in Todd Bowles, and I believe they go on to beat the Philadelphia Eagles and beat their week 4 matchup. What's your take, Duke?
Okay, so first of all, I'm shaking my head because I'm a diehard Buckethead. So you're finna make me tell you my team's gonna go down, which they're gonna go down. They're not finna beat Philly, man.
They're not going to beat the Eagles
Baker
tonight?
Mayfield is who Baker. No, they're not gonna beat Philly tonight. Baker Mayfield is who he is. He does this every single year. He has these flashes of greatness, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's really the real deal." And then Baker Mayfield shows you why he's been on 4 teams, and he's just he can't get it done. Mike Evans looks great. Thank God. I hope we keep him. Hopefully, we don't trade him by the end of this trade deadline, and he gets his 1,000 yards again. But we're not gonna beat Philly, man. Philly's too good up front, man. And now they discovered a run game. DeAndre Swift. If DeAndre Swift stays upright, he may rush 1,500 yards. Man, we're not beating Philly tonight. They look too good. And then on top of that, you had AJ Brown, who was absolutely pissed off last week because he's not getting his target. They're gonna force feed him. AJ Brown might have 140 yards receiving. We're not beating them. And I hate it because I'm a bucket head.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man.
But like you
Philly's
say,
too.
it's the number 1 sports
Philly.
debate podcast where you get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you got to tell your truth.
Hopefully Mike Evans don't see this because I'm a true buckethead. But listen, man, we're not gonna win tonight, man. It's gonna be a good game early. I think we're going to have down, maybe down 3 points. But by the end of the game, man, they just got too much, man. That front line, man, that Jalen Carter, man. Oh my God, this kid he's unbelievable, bro. We ain't gonna be able to get off the ball. They're gonna kill us up front. They're going to
Jalen
kill us
Carter,
up front,
the D
man.
lineman.
By 4 quarters. Yeah, man, Jalen Carter, man, he's a monster, bro. He's the kid is like he's big, like what was that guy that we had that came from Chicago? I can't think of his name. Isn't it not Akeem Ayers? I think it's Akeem Akers. He's big like him.
All right, we lost Duke. So at the end of the day, he's jumping on the Philly train. I'm rocking with I'm rocking with the Buccaneers to beat the Philadelphia Eagles this week, Monday night, tonight. And I'm rocking with the Buccaneers to beat the New Orleans Saints next week. With Derek Carr going down, it's going to be a heated rivalry with Jameis Winston going against the Bucs again, which he's done. I think we're gonna have.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm sorry. For some reason, it
You
went
good?
blank.
You
I tried to
good? You
adjust
good?
it, and it just cut. But yeah,
Hey, you good,
back
man?
to
We working on we working on our one-on-ones podcast again, number one sports debate podcast in the world. Having a little technical difficulties this morning, but it's all good. What I was saying though, when you jumped offline, Duke, was that I believe the Buccaneers will beat the Philadelphia Eagles tonight, and I believe they'll beat the New Orleans Saints with Jameis Winston, with Derek Carr going down, and the Saints losing to the Green Bay Packers this past week. So I definitely want to see. Looks like we have some comments from the fans. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got a comment from Matthew Sharp. Could you let me see? I can't read. It has the offense to help with Miami. There we go. KC has the offense to help with Miami, but the Miami defense is not in the same league as KC. Defense wins championships, so yes, Miami is the flash team, but let's see where this thing sits in another 10 to 12 weeks. Thank you. Appreciate that, Matt. I mean, that's a great input, great insight. Miami's defense is
he,
not the same as in the same league as KC's defense. How do you feel about that, Duke? Give me
I,
some
I,
players.
I, 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 okay. So you got on Miami defense, man. You got Xavier Howard with his personal. You got
Xavier
Bradley
Howard, Pro
Chubb,
Bowler,
bro.
right?
You had Yeah, and okay, that defensive line is crazy, man. You got what's my man? There? You got Christian Wilkinson up front. Like that Miami defense is very very it's very very underrated. They score so many points, man. And then
And
I hear what he's saying, but I think 2023. I don't think defense wins championships anymore. I just don't. It used to be that was always to run the ball, play good defense, but not nowadays, man. You put up points, man. Points win games now. Points win championships now, and I don't think you don't have to have that great defense. You can if your defense is formidable and you can slow people down, and your offense is scoring can score 40 points a game. You don't need a lights out defense.
okay. Well, I mean, to your point, in the Super Bowl, Chiefs Philly last year, Philly lost to the Chiefs. It was a high scoring game. It was a high scoring game. So yeah,
It's
I
just
can see that take.
And I mean, Philly defense was really good last year, but like I said, if you can slow people down and put up points, man, your defense ain't got to be lights out. All you got to do now is keep them from scoring more points than you. And I think the Dolphins are going to average 27 points a game. I think they can keep most teams 27 points. But that was a
Okay,
great point,
okay.
though. That was a great point.
That was a great point. Great point. That was Matthew Sharp. Let's see. We got anything else, Hannah? She said, "No way, Philly is on one." Okay, Hannah J. Okay, you like it, Philly tonight? I'm taking those Buckaroos, man. I'm Team Buck, man. I'm riding with the Buck train, Coach Bowles.
Oh,
I'm riding on them. I'm on the Baker Mayfield train, and there's room on this bandwagon, Duke, for everybody. There's room for everybody to get on here. We lost Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time last year, to retirement. We bring in a young Baker Mayfield. He's been around on certain teams, but he also did win the Heisman Trophy. He did win the Heisman at Oklahoma. He
goodness.
went to the playoffs with the Browns. I think that was in 2021. And now he's here and
Yeah.
he has some stud receivers. Hey, man, it's a
Now,
supporting cast.
yeah. I mean, we look good, and I think we'll take our division. I think Atlanta has a lot to say about that, but I think we'll take our division. But I just don't think we win tonight. I think the stage is too big for Baker Mayfield. I think Jalen Hurts is playing lights out. D Smooth, Devontae Smith is just unstoppable,
The
and then
Slim
that
Reaper.
defensive line. It's the Slim Reaper. Come on, man. Shout out to him, man. And I'm curious to see what he's gonna wear tonight, man. He's the flyest person in the NFL, hands down. He, you know, if the stage is too big, those guys, it's certain people when the lights come on. that's when they play their best. And I think that's what Philly does. I think those guys all just like to be in front of the lights. Monday Night Football, everybody's watching. They gonna go crazy. Shut up, I'm finna cry because I'm a straight diehard Buckethead. I'm a Buccaneer myself.
I
But
understand.
it is, man. It just is. So shout out to Hannah, man. I appreciate it. I love you for your point because you're right, but you gonna make don't just oh god. Okay. I gotta
We
watch
got
it.
Duke over here struggling, man. He's struggling with his inner self, man. I know you're a diehard Bucks fan, but you telling the truth. And I'm gonna bet with my heart
Yeah.
tonight. I'm going with my
Okay.
heart. Look at Franklin's
Okay.
baked goods.
What do you think the score gonna be? Final score. What you got?
Final score of tonight, I would say, I'm gonna let you go first. Because I've been right the last two games, calling the Bucks games, man, on my radio show with and shout out to my host, Jeff, Tampa Bay pregame sports. We do it at Wing House. We're gonna be there tonight at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. right to kickoff at the Wing House on Dale Mabry. And I think we got a little more tech. Duke, can you hear me? He froze. All right, so my pick tonight. Let me see. Philly versus the Bucks. Game prediction for tonight. I'm going to go 20. Let me see. We got to put up points tonight. I want to know what the fans think, what the predictions too. What their predictions. What are your predictions tonight for the game? Philly's still in class. I didn't see they are winning and not even hitting on their stride. One thing's get moving. Hurts and the defense are going to, I can see that, Matt. But I don't think they're in the Bucks win streak tonight, Matt. Not tonight. I'm going Bucks 35, Philadelphia 32. 35-32. The Bucks take it by a field goal tonight. It's going to be a high-scoring game, and they'll take it tonight. All right? Let me see. We're going to have to do some fan interactions. So here we go. Since we're having technical difficulties, fans, jump on. Subscribers, jump on. Let's get some questions for the NFL. Duke, are you back?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone. It keeps overheating. I don't know if the app is putting a lot of pressure on the phone, but that's crazy.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep it going, man. We jumping
I got to get
into
the iPhone 15.
iPhone
I just got to get
15.
the 15.
Hey, will Colorado make the college playoffs, Duke?
No. Shout out to Coach Prime. Coach Prime said it best. They're about 6-7 dogs away, man. They're just not ready yet. They had their first real opponent in Oregon, and Oregon just beat the blood out of them. Travis Hunter, you know what I'm saying? I mean, would he have made a difference? Yes. I think the guy named Kamara McLean, the #1 cornerback in the nation, he hasn't played yet. They're just not ready yet. And
Dion has the number
this
one
time
corner and
next year
hasn't
we'll be having.
played. Dion has the number one
Yes,
quarterback in the
they had
nation that
number
hasn't played.
one. Yeah, he hasn't played, man. True freshman 5-star kid was just amazing at Lakeland High School. Uh, Coach Prime flipped him. He was going to Miami. He flipped him, sent him to Colorado. He just hasn't. I don't know what's going on. He just hasn't played yet. They're just not ready yet. They're not big enough up front, man. When you start talking about playing on that major stage, and in the Pac-10, it's a little light in the Pac-10, but what USC is doing is amazing. But just watching that last game, I can't think of his name, but Zero. They couldn't stop Zero, man. Zero's 178 pounds, and he's running straight through them. They need another year in the weight room. The attitude is there, but they're putting up points, but they can't stop nobody. And when you start talking about the college football playoffs, you got to be able to play some defense, and they can't. Shador can score the best of them, though. What you
Next
think?
year, Colorado goes. Franklin James says next year Colorado goes. Can you read that? I can't see in the bottom. There we go. Next year, Colorado goes. They too small on both lines. Yeah, O-line, D-line. I have to agree with that. I can't debate that. I think that Colorado's O-line, D-line, they're a year away. But they, from where they came from, 1-11, worst team in college football, to where they are now today, I have to take my hat off to Prime. He's doing a great job in Colorado, getting those boys to play for him, ready to run through a wall for him. I think he's doing it the right way. I think he's doing it right. But I do have to agree. I think they're a year away. They need some more recruits. You know, I think they're gonna have another top
Yes.
class this year, bringing guys in, and they'll be ready to go next year or maybe even the year after. It takes time to build a championship program, but I don't think it's gonna take Deion that long. I think next year, and they might skate
No.
into the playoffs this year. They might. USC, I think they got handed to them by Oregon. I think Oregon was riding so high, man. They just wanted, Oregon hasn't been relevant in I don't know how long, since Marcus Mariota. They haven't done anything. They got blew out by LSU, I believe, in the beginning of the season, one game. I think it was LSU or Auburn. Somebody from the SEC blew them out. I don't see Oregon just played a good game, more so than I feel like they're that much better than them. It was all the hype behind Deion, all the press, and they just want to come out and show the world who they are. Oregon does not make the playoffs this year, without a doubt. I don't think they're going to make the
No.
playoffs this year. And
No.
if they do make the playoffs, they'll be out in the first round. So definitely next year, I believe Deion makes the playoffs. Colorado makes the playoffs, especially them going to a 12-team system. That's going to help them out. And that'll be – and I think Deion will go on to win a national championship if his son stays. If his son doesn't stay, he's going to have to go get the top quarterback because Shador might leave this year.
I don't think I don't think Prime even believes he's going to win national championship in Boulder.
So
Shout
you're
out to
saying
Prime. Shout out to
Prime
what
has
he's
to go to
doing.
Florida State to win the championship or come to – he can come to
Prime
the
has
University of Florida. I'll take him.
Yeah, amen. Amen. Prime needs to come to the University of Florida, man. You're not going to get it done in Boulder. And what he's doing is crazy. He's getting recruits. I just don't. I don't think that one the SEC, and then on top of that, even the SEC has something to say about that, man. It's just when you start talking about winning that championship, you got to play some big man football, and they're too stout up front in the SEC. You see what happened to TCU last year when they go out there, man, Georgia. I mean, you can play in those contests where you score all these points and it's beautiful, and your quarterback won the Heisman, and he throws for 6,000 yards and rushed for 470 yards. It just looks good, but when you start talking about championship football, that's big man football. And it all starts in the trenches in college football, and I don't think you get those kind of recruits in Colorado. Those recruits go to Georgia, they go to Alabama, they finna be coming to Florida, hopefully. It's just I don't see
Yeah.
it. I don't think he wins. I think he wins the Pac-12 next year if Caleb Williams stays. If Caleb Williams leaves, leaves, then I think Colorado win the Pac-12. But if Caleb Williams stays,
I like that
it's
take,
not even going
Matt.
to be close.
I'm with you on that, Duke. And Matt has another comment. Next 3 years, Colorado will be in the running for a championship. The Buffaloes don't have enough up front to compete with the big boys. They are much improved to be a top 25 team, but no way can they jump into the top 4. All right. I like that
Right.
take. And I'm
I
going to
like
have to
that.
concede, because I believe it's just not their year this year. But I
No.
do believe that next year they'll be in the college playoffs. For sure,
Before
without a
you
doubt.
move,
And I know everybody going
have
against
hope?
that. What do you think about Washington and Michael Penix, Franklin James?
Them boys look good.
He
They
look
look
good?
good. Yeah. Do they win the Pac-12? Probably not, but they look good. That guy there is talented, man. I think that the Heisman race is a two-man race. Caleb Williams and I think his name Penix, like you just said.
That's who said Michael Penix.
Yeah, yeah. That boy looks good. Oh my God, he's a weapon. I don't know how that translates to the next level, but in college football, oh man, that man is a walking show.
He looked
He is a
nice.
show.
He looked nice now. He's slinging that rock. He played my nephew T in Tulsa. And he put 60 on him, I think. So yeah,
Torch.
Yeah, he looks good. I like Michael Penix, man. I like him. I like Caleb. Um, but I still got to go back to my Colorado bus, man. I'm on the prime train, man. It's one game,
So
one
you got
loss
Coach Prime winning Coach of the Year.
for sure, without a
Okay.
doubt. If he doesn't win Coach of the Year, then they need to reevaluate the voting system because what he's done for that program, I don't think has ever been done before. I mean, you got to
No.
put him up there with the Urban Meyers and the Nick Sabans turning programs around. I mean, when Urban came to Florida, he took us. I think I think the Gators were at 500, and the next year we went 9-4. Then this following season, second year head coach, he won that championship.
Won that
So
championship.
I think Prime is in the same category as a Urban Meyer or Nick Saban.
I definitely think he has the makeup to do it, man. His coaching staff is crazy. They got the weapons, man. Only way I think he doesn't win it if USC goes to the national championship. Then you kind of got to give it to Lincoln Riley because Lincoln Riley is just. I mean, what he's doing at USC is unbelievable. But I don't know if USC can stop anybody outside the Pac-12. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
We'll see.
that's the thing about the Pac-12, man. When they meet up against the SEC, it's always one, like you say, one in the trenches. One in the
Yeah,
trenches.
man. Yeah.
Okay. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. 1’s podcast with Murph and Roy. And I got my bro Duke with me today. And make sure, you put in some questions, man, so we could debate those topics as well. Put your questions in. Any questions you want to bring up to the table, we could debate it. And then following week, we'll definitely work on being able to bring you guys in live on the live stream as well. All right. Moving on to another question. Let's see. Bo Nix is Matthew Sharp. Bo Nix is the running for Heisman last year. He was great and has continued to ball out. Yes, I do agree. I like Bo Nix. The only thing about Bo Nix is he left Auburn. He couldn't do it in the SEC. That's my only take with him. Bo Nix is the quarterback for Oregon, for people who don't know. He's the quarterback for Oregon. And last year, or 2 years ago, he was at Auburn and he left because he was getting spanked in the SEC. Now he goes over to the Pac-12 with Oregon, and now he's considered a Heisman Trophy winner or Heisman Trophy candidate. So I don't know about Bo Nix. He left the SEC, and SEC is the best college conference in college football. They call it the baby NFL. The most draft picks, everything. So what's your take, Duke?
So okay. Bo Nix is 175 years old. But man, man, he's talented. He couldn't get it done in Auburn because I think they were switching to maybe a pro style offense. I don't think he's that kind of a quarterback. I think in Oregon that spreadish air raid offense, I think it fits him. He's extremely athletic. I think he plays a true freshman at Auburn too. It just didn't look good. But now he's so comfortable, man. He got weapons he got weapons on the end, on the outside, and he got a tandem of running backs. They look good. Bo Nix looks comfortable. He looks like he's definitely going to be in that Heisman conversation. I just don't think Oregon is successful enough this year for him to win the Heisman. But shout out to Bo Nix, man. Bo Nix is our age. I'm going on 70, and he's probably about 64. Shout out to Bo Nix, man. But I don't think he gets him. I don't think he wins the Heisman, but he's definitely going to be sitting next to the winner. I mean, 179 passer rating. I mean, 84%. You know what I'm saying? He's talented, bro. He's talented. It's just I don't know what Oregon. I think it's more so what Oregon does than what Bo Nix does. Bo Nix, if Oregon beats USC, then his only way to a college football playoff, then he may win the Heisman. I think it'll come down to him beating Caleb Williams heads up, and I don't think he beats Caleb Williams head up.
Okay. All right, moving on to another question. I'm going to kind of change gears here to our producer. I got a question. It popped up into my mind. There was a lot of talk about the AFC North coming into the season, how the Bengals, Joe Burrow was the top. He got his contract, got paid. The Bengals supposed to win the AFC North. There's the toughest. You heard so many analysts saying that the AFC North is the best division in football. How do you feel about the AFC North, Duke? And how do you stack the AFC North with Bengals, Browns, Steelers, Ravens?
I think in its totality, I think it is the best uh, division in the NFL. I mean, I think I mean, I think it's just a hard nosed, tough division. I mean, everybody plays good defense. Everybody got good pass rushers. Everybody has a good quarterback. Shout out to Deshaun Watson because he looked terrible up until yesterday. Everybody has a good quarterback. Kenny Pickett looks good last night. Everybody got pass. I think they're the most complete division. I think if you look at a football team and what it takes to what you need pass rushers. Everybody has one. TJ Watt, you got Myles Garrett, who's just, I don't even know if he's human. I think he's a clone or something. He's an android. You got, I mean,
All right, we lost Duke again. But I'm going to say I like the Baltimore Ravens. I do. I like the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC North, top of the division. Even though they lost to the Colts yesterday, they lost to the Colts. You back? You back, Duke Nukem? I like the Baltimore Ravens, even though they lost to the Colts.
Yeah, I was going in and out again.
Yeah. They lost to a couple. It was some questionable calls yesterday towards the end of the game. I like Lamar Jackson. I still need to see more from what not Dirk Cutter, but Todd Monken's gonna do with the offense, especially if Odell gets back healthy again. But Zay Flowers is going crazy. They got Nelson Aguilar. The defense, Humphreys. I think the Ravens, they're going to start slow. You know, they were 2-0. Now they're 2-1. And I feel that Lamar Jackson is going to have a great season this year, and he's going to lead them boys to the playoffs and deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, coming into this season, man, I really had Lamar Jackson as my runoff for the NFL MVP. With the idea of Munkins, the way he throws the ball down the hill, I mean downfield. I definitely had them making a playoff run. They look good, man.
They look good. We're going to go ahead.
I'm sorry. I keep having these issues with my phone, man. I'm sorry. I'm super sorry.
You good?
I'm so
You good, man. Hey, that's thing about it, man. Nothing in life perfect. We building this thing.
Yeah.
And I appreciate all the fans again, subscribers, viewers, everybody that's part of the whole show. Let's go to a question, Deep. Are the Bears dropping Justin Fields, Franklin James? Man, I'm going to have to be honest, man. I think this year, if he doesn't turn it around, they're going to have to drop him. I mean, they're 0-3. They did lose the defensive coordinator to, I don't know what they lost the defensive coordinator for. If anybody knows, please let me know, because the D coordinator got indicted on federal charges. They raided his house. That's crazy. That's nonsense, we have to deal with going in every season. Every season you want to go into a season with clear mind, clear conscience. But when you have a defensive coach, defensive coordinator getting arrested on federal charges, brought up against federal charges, and then now we don't know what's going on. Justin Fields, and to answer the question, do the Bears drop Justin Fields? I don't think it's all his fault. But right now, this league has always been, what have you done for me lately? What has he done for me lately? This past game, he got beat 41-10 against the Kansas City Chiefs. And what's going to change from this year? Last year, he had a subpar year. He rushed for a lot of yards, but as we all know, quarterbacks that run in the NFL do not last long. They don't last long, so you have to learn how to pass. So he has to work on his pass game. He had some comments that he made about the offensive coordinator saying that maybe it's the coaching, maybe it's not him. He alluded to that, but he didn't say that. He came back and he asked the media to stop mixing his words. So to answer your question, will they Bears drop Justin Fields? I think they will. If he doesn't turn it around this year, he only has this year to prove himself. I think this is his third, fourth season. Matt Sharp says Justin Fields is a great running back. That's it. That's about it. I agree.
There's no
Duke, we got
audio.
Duke back.
Can you hear me?
I can
There
hear
you
you.
go. There you go. Oh my God.
Right now, the NFC North doesn't look great, but it's still so early. They will bounce back. The Browns, the AFC North is what he's referring to. Browns, Bengals, Ravens just get better as the year go on. That is true. I can see the Ravens bouncing back. I can see the Bengals bouncing back. Ravens as well. Joe Burrow. I know a lot of people writing Joe Burrow off, but Joe Burrow been to, 2 straight AFC championship games. Went to the Super Bowl, lost one last year. So, hey, it is what it is. I definitely think they bounce back. And then we're going to finish off with Viewers Audible choice. Viewers Audible. That's going to be our new segment, guys. Viewers Audible is where we throw an audible. We've been throwing multiple audibles throughout this show, but we're going to make it more pristine on Viewers Audible and really taking a question from the fan to kind of close out our show. So any fans want to tag on, ask a question, let us know so we could debate it. Do we have any D that's up? Okay. All right. Okay. We have a question from fan, Viewers Audible. Will Jordan Love be a Pro Bowl quarterback in the next 4 years? Great question. Great question,
Absolutely.
Matthew.
God.
Will he? Well, he definitely led a comeback with a lot of players, a lot of star players on the Packers team that were out for injuries, and he brought him back being down 17-0 against the Saints. Even though Derek Carr did go out the game, they still had a good quarterback come in Jameis Winston, and they still came back and won. I think it was 18-17. But will he be a Pro Bowl quarterback in the next 4 years? I would have to say yes. It would be ashamed if he's not a Pro Bowl quarterback. You sat behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time for 4 years, learning from Aaron Rodgers. And for him to come out and play the way he's playing doesn't surprise me. He looks really good. He looks like Aaron Rodgers reincarnated. What's your take, Duke?
I think that's I don't. So I'm gonna respond to what my man just asked. I don't think it's gonna take 4 years. I think it's 2 years. I think Jordan Love is that good. There's a reason that that Matt LaFleur and those Packers was like, you know what, Aaron, we like you, but you could just ride. Jordan Love is the answer, man. And just like his two predecessors for the last 20 years, they've won their season opener. Uh, I mean their season home opener, and they won with him yesterday. Jordan Love looks good, man. Once you get Christian Watson back, Aaron Jones back, that team is going to be good. And I think
Yeah.
they're led by they bought into Jordan Love. I think everybody was kind of happy that Aaron Rodgers kind of his narcissistic ways kind of walk out the door, and they believe in Jordan Love. That guy has talent. He has a talented arm. He has that wins mentality, and excuse my language, but he gonna let his kahunas hang. I love
Yeah.
him, man. I love what he's doing. I love what they're doing in Green Bay. I've never been a Packer fan, but I think I am now. I love him,
I
man.
like that. You're right. Aaron Jones come back hamstring. Aaron Jones comes back. My fantasy team, I need him back. I need him back. The answer is yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. And then just finishing off on our last question of the day. All right. What is the state of Florida college football? Top 3 teams. We got Miami, Florida State, Florida in no particular order. The big three in Florida, the biggest universities in the state of Florida, Florida State, Miami, and Florida. Where do you rank those teams at right now, currently, Duke? All right, we lost Duke again. Sorry, fans, for the technical difficulties this morning. The devil just ain't want to let us win today, but it's all good. Next week, we'll be back at 8 o'clock with no technical difficulties, Lord willing, and we'll get it going right in the right direction. But I'll answer the last question. I like my Florida Gators, number 1, Florida State 2, Miami 3. Even though we might not have the best record out of the teams right now, but it's still early, and we still got to see Florida State around Thanksgiving time, always at the end of the year. So I'm going to take my Florida Gators. Number 1, even though we could lose every game, but that Florida State game is a rivalry game. Colorado versus Colorado State, that just proved to you last week how you saw that game go down. Colorado State, not a highly ranked team, and it went into 2 overtimes. So for that, I'm going to leave it on Go Gators. Everybody have a blessed week. Thank you for tuning in to 1’s podcast with Murph and Roy. My boy Duke joined in today, and we'll definitely have Duke back on in the near future. Much love to everybody, man. Y'all have a blessed day and a blessed week. See you later.